But Jesus is down and he says, I want to talk about blessing. But before he does that, where is he sitting in this picture? Where are they at? They're on a mountain, hill. What does that mean to you? Not much. But what it meant to them is, okay, we have a teacher who's going up on the mountain. This reminds us of another guy who did this in the Bible. Do you remember his name? Moses came down and he kind of gave us some teachings. The Israelites especially had this parallel that they're seeing, like, okay, what's going on here? Because when someone was on a mountain, when someone speaks from a mountain, it had this feeling of divine revelation. Now, Isaiah was a prophet in the Old Testament. A prophet was someone who would go and tell the people that something was coming, so they would pay attention to what prophets said, because prophets were the voice of God. So we had to wonder if that was part of what they were thinking. But the biggest thing with Matthew 5, in the beginning right here, is it is the link from the Old Testament to the New Testament. I told Sarah, I said, it's like the transmission. She's like, what? Yeah, it's like the transmission. It took the power of God and put action to it. In the people's mind, though, Moses was the great redeemer. And now Jesus comes, and they've been looking for this redeemer. And there's these parallels, 5 easy ones. There was the slaughter of children when both of them were born and their lives were spared. There was the flight out of their land, only to return later at God's direction. Temptation in the wilderness. 40 days of fasting, and then crossing through the River Jordan. So there's similarities. But as we move through the next few weeks, we are going to see that those things that were written on the tablets of Moses are given to us to be on our hearts. Moses revealed that the law of God, and then Jesus revealed what God really looks like. This is the start of application. And this sermon is not a substitute for the Old Testament, but it's a fulfillment